Let's talk about Workplace Ninja US. I'm Travis and welcome to my channel. I have something a little different this week. I'm here with Jon Towles, a Microsoft MVP, expert, speaker, and thought leader within the end user compute space. And we're going to talk about an event that's coming up. Thanks for joining me, Jon. It's been a couple weeks since we last spoke. How have you been?
Pretty good. I'm getting used to it not being so hot after we were in Palm Springs for the awesome NerdioCon event
Yeah, that was a
made me,
great
yeah,
event.
unbelievable event. Yeah. So cooling off, getting ready to get out to Vegas for M365 next week. Well,
You've
you
been
all you
busy.
people, yeah. A lot of travel the last month or so. It doesn't seem like it's going to get any quieter.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have a Workplace Ninja event coming up that I'd like to talk about. Can you give us an overview of the event and what makes it a must attend for professionals in the end user compute community?
Of course. So the story goes that I attended MMS for the first time last year, and it was an interesting event, and I wanted to see how we could do more. So Christian Brinkhoff said to me, why don't we do more? So I spent a year talking with Peter Dahlmans and Mirko, and we decided we're going to bring Workplace Ninjas to America. We have plenty of room for more stuff going on in the US. We've got a big issue with community and trying to create more community here. So Workplace Ninjas, which will be December 9th and 10th in Dallas, Texas, is going to be this is our year one of what we think is going to be a really foundational event. We're reevaluating the way everything is done. We're going to be our entire event is going to be all based on the attendee experience. Everything is focused on attendees, immersion, going to be a carnival kind of atmosphere. It's at an Alamo Draft House, for those of you who may or may not be familiar, which is has a huge cult following. Is just kind of being a really fun, interesting place. Just really quickly, we're going to have 6 to 8 different tracks. We're going to be doing some new tracks like agentic AI which has never been done before at Workplace Ninjas. And we're going to have a Microsoft dunk tank where you can actually try to dunk your favorite Microsoft person in the dunk tank. We have multiple people who've already signed up and committed to doing that.
I bet that'll be popular.
Yeah, I actually, there's MVPs who don't speak anymore who are actually considering going just so they can try to dunk Leo or Bella specifically, who's the great community leader on the Microsoft and Intune side. And yeah, I mean, you said we're just really excited. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff for women in tech and neurodiversity, and we also have a track that's never been done before that we're calling communication and collaboration, where basically every single person that speaks on those sessions has to be from a different area. So you'll have a DAS person with an Intune person, or a security person with an automation person, and in every session, one diverse candidate must be involved. And so the idea is to foster collaboration and get different people working together and communicating. And so that's something that we're really excited about. I have 3 incredible women, Mona Gaderi, who works for Blue Voyant, Esther Barthel, who's an amazing AVD resource out in the Netherlands, and Sucheta, who's one of our amazing women Intune MVPs. And they're helping cultivate the entire diversity experience at the conference. So we're really trying to do things differently and learn from our mistakes. And the last thing I want to bring up that people are absolutely obsessed with is we are going to have a Texas pitmaster live carving brisket in day 2 for lunch, because yeah, exactly. I have declared war on cold sandwiches. Day 1 is a taco bar. Day 2 is that, because we will not be doing any cold sandwiches at our event.
Awesome. I've had the opportunity to go to a couple Workplace Ninja events in Europe, and they're always been great events. Very well, the content was really good, and the community was really great too.
Yeah, because I'm speaking for my very first official Microsoft speaking engagement is going to be in June at Workplace Ninjas UK, and I'm really interested to see how everyone is, because every Ninjas event's a little bit different. And I think that's the great thing about going to Ninjas or Experts Live is we can pick up little things from each other to make our other conferences better. Because I think learning more and more about how some of these great people like Morton and Experts Live and Marco and his team and how they're doing things, I think just helps us make things a little bit more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll see you in Edinburgh then for Workplace Ninja UK as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be
Awesome.
chaos. I have my daughter's dance recital, and then literally 4 hours later, we get on a plane to go to Edinburgh. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of chaos. Father's Day weekend is tough,
Yeah.
but we're
Cool.
looking forward to Scotland. It's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
So am I. So am I. This conference covers a lot of major topics like Intune, AVD, Windows 365, Enter ID, and cybersecurity. Which trends or challenges are you most interested in seeing addressed?
Well, one of the things that I love about what we're gonna do is, and every speaker who I've talked to, and I've gone out, and I don't think anyone's ever done this before, but we're basically doing a grassroots campaign. We're going out and finding every American MVP and talking to them about the event and telling them that they should be a part of it. And what I'm telling people is I don't want I feel like a lot of us submit sessions we think are getting accepted. So I'm pushing people to kind of push the envelope and do different things. Do stuff like you do passion projects, do things that you don't think would ever get accepted anywhere else. Like I was really excited that at MMS next week, James Robinson is doing something on his Open Intune baseline, which I never thought they would ever let him do. But like that kind of stuff is just really exciting for me because from a trend perspective, we're seeing one of the people who I've just officially found has confirmed that he will be there. Nathan McNulty, who just became MVP today, one of my great friends,
Great.
and he's going to be there doing some really kind of crazy stuff around graph. I think that the trend that I'm looking at is KQL between all the KQL stuff, whether it's inside of Intune or inside of on the like the Sentinel side, plus graph APIs, all that orchestration and automation that people are building right now, like Ugar Koch has new apps and stuff that he's building, like AI agents, and like I think that all that kind of like creativity, artistry is what I'm really looking forward to it at our event because we're going to be doing, like I said, doing things a lot differently. Like one of the things I think from a trend perspective is that you're going to see is that we're going to really try to push the envelope. We have, and I can't announce it yet because we're going to have stuff coming up, but we're going to have really big keynotes. We're going to probably have
Great.
one of the biggest keynotes between day one and day two of the year. We're going to have.
Awesome. What kind of audience is this event tailored for, and how will attendees benefit from attending?
So we're expecting that we're going to have all types of people. I can tell you that, as someone who runs Modern Workplace for a $500 million MSP, that a lot of my customers are going to be coming. We're also going to have people come out of the woodwork from within Dallas. I know one or two analysts from like companies that I'm not going to say the companies, but similar to Gartner's are on the security side are going to come and attend. We're going to have a lot of different people. We're from different areas, and not even just US, but I also have friends from Europe that are also going to be coming to attend. So there's going to be a great melting pot of different types of people, whether it's engineers or directors or people in marketing. But I think that people are incredibly excited that Ninjas is finally in the US. People have been asking for it for a long time, and now we're doing it, and we're going to do it right.
Great. Endpoint management and cybersecurity is evolving real fast. How will this conference help IT professionals stay ahead of the curve?
Well, that's the great thing, right? Is that so I have amazing sponsors. I've been very fortunate. Maybe if I have one superpower is that I get along really well with vendors. And one of the great things is because of the Pokemon atmosphere of Intune right now, with like RoboPack collecting MVPs, Patch My PC collecting MVPs, is that we're going to have people that that a lot of events may not normally have. We're going to have for the first time ever, the incredible Andy, who wrote one of the main Intune books, is going to speak for the first time in the U.S. Who's never spoken in the U.S. before. We're going to have Dean Ellerby. We're going to have the incomparable Rudy Ooms. Since he now works for Patch My PC, we're going to have these people here who are going to really kind of. So one of the things that I've asked Rudy to do is actually show the Rudy method, show how he goes about stuff. Because the whole idea is that we want people to learn and engage and get something out of it. Because one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing industry tables where we're going to get all these different, like everyone from like aviation together just to kind of talk about their challenges, like from like a community perspective, people from, healthcare and from retail. And that's one of the things that we want that I'm bringing from my VMware days that I really like the kind of the industry days. And so we're just trying to get people talking and trying to just get the opportunity to really teach a lot of stuff. And from an atmosphere perspective, I will announce now, as the one thing I'll announce during this thing, is that we are going to have a community theater at this, where people are going to be able to sign up for 15-minute sessions who don't normally speak and haven't normally had opportunities to kind of speak in front of people. So we're going to have one full theater kind of dedicated to being a community theater where anybody, doesn't matter who you are, you can sign up and talk and present something.
That's awesome. That's one thing that I've always pushed when I've went to events, when I've hosted user groups, is a user group is built from the user. It's not a vendor group. So if anybody has ever considered speaking or want to give it a try, I really recommend it. I did it. I consider myself an introvert, and it was always something that would have terrified me, but I kind of made the assumption, or I thought I can spend half an hour talking about something I'm really passionate about. And if you can put it down, get some practice, it's amazing when you do it. It's quite a rush. That half an hour went by in 3 minutes. It was really exciting. So once you do it, and maybe you find out it's not for you, but you won't know until you try it, for sure.
Yep. I tell the story. The first time I ever spoke or at a major conference was at VMworld, and I rehearsed, and I completely bombed the rehearsal. But when I actually got up there live, like I was just organic and great, and it was perfect. Yeah. It's just like you just don't know until you're in it. And especially for a lot of people, especially people who are neurodiverse, like you really feed off the people that are in the room and stuff like that, and you transform to something else. And that's the great thing, is everyone's unique and different. So some people, some people can be super polished. Like that's not my thing. My thing is just like being really genuine and just kind of talking and just having a conversation, telling a story. And says everyone's just a little bit different in how they present, and everybody and people in the audience are different people too, right? So sometimes somebody is just going to kind of resonate with them, and they're just going to click. And I think that's the kind of the beauty thing of what we do in community.
Yeah, great. For someone considering attending for the first time, going maybe even to a conference for the first time, what kind of networking can they expect? And is there going to be any hands-on opportunity?
So the great thing is that for first timers, this event I made this basically to be one of the cheapest events that's ever been done. So right now it's $350 for 2 days. So with the conference and the hotel, you're under $1,000. So from a first timer perspective, that is really super useful. We are toying with one of the great things is that we're evolving constantly. So one of the things that I've done differently than a lot of the workplace groups is that I am a nonprofit. I am tax exempt. And I actually just got my nonprofit tenant from Office 365 today. And so our entire group, which is, I have Michael Niehaus and Bruce, and I've also mentioned Mona, Esther, Saketa. We have a bunch of people together, not just Microsoft people, but non-Microsoft people from my past and this entire committee. And we're continuing to evolve what we're doing to try to help first timers get something out of it. For example, we're going to be doing Intune Jeopardy. For example, we're going to have 3 of the top MVPs in the world in Intune kind of compete against each other for prizes. And we're going to we're going to do a lot of stuff that just kind of gets people kind of really interested and involved. We have our Golden Clippy Emmys that we'll be doing where people are going to be voting throughout the entire event on who their favorite people are in all these different categories. We've got about 12 or 13 of them. I really want to do something with I'm still looking into it. I would like to do something around the idea of doing labs, but they're almost impossible to do in the Microsoft space from what I was told. I met with people in Redmond about it. I'm still looking at that, but we're constantly evolving what we're trying to do. One of the things that if we don't do it this year, we'll do next year, which will be very exciting, kind of like an esports type of thing, is we're basically going to do almost like an Intune March Madness thing, where we're going to have seeded 1 through 16, where people have to actually complete tasks in a clean Intune environment. No APIs, no nonsense, literally manually hands-on keyboard complete tasks and compete against each other. And whoever is the most proficient will actually go on and on and on. With the finals, they have to do OMA URIs from scratch, from head. So like just like fun, crazy stuff. It's
Cool.
just like, so like we're pontificating a lot on different things because like we're so, at least me especially, I'm so obsessed with like how can we do stuff that's never been done before? How can we create something that people are just going to really kind of click and resonate with, and just like really cool stuff. Nerdio stole my claw machine, so I don't think I'm doing that now. But I was going to do a claw machine.
I don't think they're the originals with that.
Yeah, I'm
So you
sure
could.
they were. Yeah, I know they weren't. But like,
And
but just like,
I,
but that's
I did get to, I believe I got to see a preview of the Golden Clippy at,
yes, you did.
yeah, at the MVP Summit. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, those are really amazing. We're, my company, we're sponsoring those. They're going to cost me about, 5 to 7 grand. But it's something I wanted to do because for me, one of my issues I've always had is that MVPs should get like the red carpet treatment. Even if you don't speak, like you should call out who they are. And so we're doing special name badges for the MVPs that call out that they're an MVP on there. So like, I don't care if you're speaking or not. If you're an MVP, just come and be there
Mhm.
because people want to talk to MVPs. And like I was telling you before we started, there's less than 50 MVPs in America, period. In Intune, there's like 10, if that. There's just so few of us now in the US that people, they very rarely will have the opportunity to actually go and engage with MVPs. It doesn't matter if an MVP is speaking or not. They're an MVP for a reason. So like I really want to, and I think it needs to be a two-way street too, is I'm trying to give back and thank the MVPs for doing what they do. And I feel like a lot of times we take from MVPs at these events, and I'm gonna flip that on its head and try to give back.
Yeah. I can, at least for myself, I definitely like to talk about Azure and technology. So I'm not bothered at all during these events to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what, yeah, absolutely.
so great. Well, thanks for your time. Where can people learn more and register?
Yep. So right now you can go out to our website, which is workplaceninjas.us.
And that is
I'm just making
plural.
sure I got that right. Yep, it's workplaceninjas.us. That we have our call for papers is going on through June, or I should say to June 2nd, and through the end of June. Right now we have an early bird special. It's only $349 to attend for 2 days. So with the ticket and the hotel, you're in at $950 because we have a 4-star hotel that we got at $200 a night. That's a really nice hotel. And like I said, I think people are going to really love it. We have Control Up, Davici, Patch My PC, Nerdio, Remo, RoboPack, Recast, Numescent, and a secure, for the first time for us, a security sponsor called ContraForce, which is just a cool name in general as someone who played video games in the 80s. So we have a lot of really great sponsors that we think are going to be just amazing, and we're really excited about what we're doing here, and we're really receptive to feedback and what people are looking for out of the event, and that's what we're really focused on is just thinking about like what has been missing for you at events you've attended, and let's fix it.
Cool. As always, I'll add a link to the event in the description, and keep an eye out for that early bird. Don't hesitate. They're available now, so act fast. Thanks, John, for joining me today, and I look forward to the event.
Me too. Thank you so much, Travis. Have a great
Thanks.
night.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.